Right. So this video is going to be pertaining to the topic of Damian Lillard and him joining the Los Angeles. Yes, I meant to say that, and I meant to say Los Angeles Lakers, or as I call them, the Los Angeles Fakers. But let's get into the video. So they're going to talk, and I'm going to, I'm going to interject here and there. All right, brothers.
To the finals.
Real quick, why does this shit not start off? Maybe if you look incompetent, why does it not start off with the audio? Come on, man.
While the Suns were punching their ticket to the finals against Clippers.
LeBron look cool as shit, though.
Just across the street at the LA Convention Center, LeBron was making his own headlines. Twitter was buzzing after Damian Lillard and LeBron were both spotted Wednesday night at the LA Sparks vs. Las Vegas Aces WNBA game. Social media was quick to jump on the interaction, questioning if the two superstars might be teaming up. They look happy to see each other. Shannon, what did this tell you?
It didn't tell me anything. I think it was just...
Bro, Jenny looks so good. Oh, my God, bro. Like, bro. Jenny, but there was a comment. Somebody was like, Jenny looks like a snack. And everybody was like, hell yeah. Man, Jenny, get it, bro. Sorry.
Guys showing up at a WNBA game. Skip, it is the 25th anniversary of the WNBA.
No disrespect, but do any of you, let me know down in the comments, do any of you niggas actually watch the WNBA, bro? I've never watched the game. And I don't mean it to be rude or anything, but I'm not, if I want to see if I want to quote unquote watch women do anything, if I want to watch women play sports, the only balls I want to see them playing with are mine. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm not trying to watch women play with balls unless they're my balls.
Sure, those women.
No homo.
That was playing that night. Very excited to see a LeBron James, see a Dame Lillard show up to the game. I think D-Wade was also at the game, so I think that means a lot to them.
D-Wade, man, that guy D-Wade is so suspect, bro. I like the brother, pause, but I don't know, man. It's a lot of sus stuff going on with him and his family, allegedly.
They just happen to be at the same place at the same time. It's just like anything. People always trying to put two and two together. If I show up one place and somebody else show up there, man, I think Sharp hollering at such and such. Just give you know how that goes. I don't think anything. Now, do you think LeBron probably will? Hey, bro, that purple and gold, bro, look good on you. Dave, yeah, I bet it would too. And do I believe Rob Pelinka is going to call Portland? Hey, I believe all the teams are going to call Portland. What would it take for us to pry Dame Lillard away from you? But at the end of the day, Dame is going to have a say on whether he stays or he goes. But I'm not going to read a whole lot into this, Skip. We know what Dame Lillard thinks of LeBron. We know what Bron thinks of Dame because he's made it abundantly clear. Give me Dame. I'll show you how important he is.
See, I'm going to interject here, brothers. LeBron is what you would call Machiavellian, right? I bet money that LeBron doesn't give a shit about any of these current NBA players but himself, but he knows how to manipulate a situation to get what he wants. LeBron uses what I call Machiavellian tactics to get people he wants on the team. He uses that smile, and he tries to be charismatic, rather words, to get people to join the squad. That's why I call his team the Fakers.
I'll show you what he's capable of doing. Let me have him. And he's spoken, is that LeBron is the best player? Is he or KD? So I know what Dollar thinks of LeBron. I know what LeBron thinks of Dame. It's just, I don't think it's anything more than that. It was just a coincidence that Dame happens to be in LA. He wanted to attend a WNBA game. LeBron is in LA, obviously, attended a WNBA game. I'm not going to read any more to it other than that.
My turn.
Or not.
Okay, I'm gonna interject. No, bro. Brother, keep in mind. This is like you said. Keep in mind, I have not watched this segment. I'm watching this for the first time, so I may interject before I need to interject, and I should. I'm gonna start watching these segments before, so I know where to pause it. But this is what I'm gonna say real quick, brothers. LeBron knows what the hell he's doing. These guys talk, and they want Damian Lillard to come to the Lakers. Now, is he? Who the hell knows? He may stay with Portland, but I think he may sign with the Lakers, and if he does, good luck, man.
Nothing LeBron James is ever a coincidence. Nothing he ever does is a coincidence. Nothing is not premeditated. There's always method to the madness of every move that he makes.
I agree. Machiavellian. He thinks like 15 steps ahead.
And in many ways, I respect that at the highest level because he's surrounded himself with some of the smartest thinkers in the industry. So let's get this straight. This was a night in which, in your town, in your arena, one of your closest friends is playing to get to his first finals in his 16-year career. That's Chris Paul III.
Right.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
And also in that building is obviously the Clippers playing, which you don't like.
Right.
So I would have no problem if you just said, gee, I'd like to go support my guy, CP3, but I can't because it's the Clippers. And maybe that would be misconstrued that I'm just going to root against the Clippers.
Right, exactly.
So I'm not saying that you have to go and wear a Suns jersey and sit in the front row and scream and yell for CP3. But I am saying that it's highly suspicious to me that you look down the calendar and you say, wait a second. There's another basketball game going on right up the street at the LA Convention Center at the same time as this crucial turning point, Game 6.
Yeah.
The one everybody nationally is buzzing about. We're all on the edge of our seats to see if these Clippers without Kawhi Leonard can get to the NBA Finals.
I was not on the edge of my seats because Jamachia said that the Clippers couldn't win this damn series. They weren't, and for ratings, why would you want the Clippers in the finals? It wouldn't make sense. Like, come on, man.
Or is it finally Chris Paul's turn? Right. It's everything, and LeBron could not stand it, so he had to try to upstage it. It's just who he is. I'm not finished yet. LeBron James lives to think of ways to flex his fame, his power.
Right. Have y'all seen that video where Skip was like, it's my turn? That shit was funny as hell, bro.
Say, watch this. And he needed a partner in crime. So I'm going to suggest, I don't know this, that he invited Dame. Dame does not live in Los Angeles, to my knowledge. I don't think he spends all that much time here. I think he has a home in Portland because he loves Portland because he wants to stay in small market Portland. And so all of a sudden, he shows up with LeBron at the WNBA game going on simultaneously to the game of the year, the one that could decide the NBA championship.
Bro, I don't know if y'all caught what Skip was. I'm gonna rewind it so y'all can get this in context. But Skip is pretty much saying similar to what I said. Skip is pretty much saying that you have an NBA game going on and you rather go to a WNBA game. That's pretty much what Skip is implying without saying it. You hear what he's saying? He's pretty much saying this has to be coordinated because why would you go to a WNBA game when you have an NBA playoff game going on? So he's pretty much saying that LeBron and them are coordinated. Fuck, let me get back to the video.
Is going on NBA game going on simultaneously to the game of the year, the one that could
he put emphasis on game of the year. He's pretty much saying, why would you go to an NBA game when you have? I mean, why would you go to a WNBA game when you have a real game going on?
The NBA championship, which is going on in LeBron's house in LeBron's town, a few blocks away in downtown LA. Are you kidding me? And you know what's going to happen because LeBron knows if I make a big scene out of it and I hug Dame at courtside, you know what everybody's going to say. Uh-oh, guess what?
No, that's what you said.
No, that's what I didn't say it because I don't believe it and you don't believe it either.
No.
But the internet is going to seize it and leap on it and run with it and make a huge story out of it, which they did, which effectively tried to upstage what was going on in LeBron's house just because he couldn't be there.
Okay, that's your question.
That was the game he was supposed to be playing in.
Wait a minute. So Skip is trying to say that LeBron calculated all this, said, okay, I'm going to go to this game to upstage the Clippers since I'm not in the playoffs? It sounds like LeBron.
That's your question. Of LeBron James' 15 playoff appearances, how many playoff games do you think Chris Paul has attended?
Well, I don't know. Was he playing at the same time?
No. So in the finals, so you got an opportunity to go to the finals. How many finals games do you think Chris Paul has attended?
Okay, would that be LeBron's first finals?
No.
I mean, he got to the finals when he was like 20 years old,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So did Chris Paul go?
Well, he wouldn't go. He wasn't even in the league yet, was he?
Yeah, he was in the league.
Okay.
In 2007, Chris Paul was in the league. Yeah,
Okay.
he came in.
But he knew that LeBron was already going to finals after finals.
Okay,
they were cakewalking through the East. They were there every year.
But Chris
Paul's been to how many? Zero.
Let me ask you a question. But how many times have Chris Paul seen LeBron James play a playoff game?
Okay, but how many times did LeBron play a playoff game in Chris Paul's town? Like, how many times did that happen? Well, probably none. I mean, it's a rare. It's a rare coincidence.
I gotta give Skip that. He got Shannon with that one. That's why Shannon paused.
Use your word. That all of a sudden, Chris Paul is going for the finals in a Game 6 that's being played in your building.
Because LeBron can't win. And I knew you was going to do this. If he shows up to the ball game, he's trying to upstage somebody because he knows the cameras are going to be on him.
Okay, but I just told you, I'm okay if he chooses not to go. I'm fine with that.
Right.
I'd be okay if he chose to go.
But you want him to sit in his house. He just can't do anything else. Don't go to the game, but you can't leave your house because Chris Paul is playing. And whatever you do might upstage him.
Shannon.
Skip is smiling because Skip knows that he's trolling. See, I said this before. Skip is probably one of the biggest trolls on TV. Like, besides Max Kellerman, my bad, Max Kellerman. I actually didn't mean to call him that. That was an accident. But Max Kellerman. Besides Max Kellerman, Skip is the biggest troll on TV. And Stephen A., he be saying some stupid shit, but I'll get to him later.
This is classic, childish LeBron James. You know it, and I know it.
I'm just asking.
He's saying, what can I do to upstage that game? What can I do to steal some of the spotlight because I deserve to be in that game? That's my house. This is my sport. This is my league. This is where I should be. I can't stand it, so I've got to go over here because I know I'm going to get a bunch of shine over here.
It was ex post facto. Did they interrupt the broadcast and say LeBron James at the convention center?
No, so because they didn't know.
Okay, then. Nobody knew until the game.
Until it hit the internet. And by the end of the night, you brought it up to me right out of the box yesterday morning, right?
But the game was already over. He didn't take any eyeballs away from that game.
Stop it.
Did he take eyeballs from that game?
Yeah, all night long he did. You don't think the internet was on fire with it?
Skip. The people that was on the internet, Skip, I like to think a lot of people have more than one television. So if they wanted to watch the Sparks game, they could.
So it was just a
Nobody's watching that shit. No disrespect. Women aren't even watching that shit.
Pure coincidence that all of a sudden, out of the blue, on some random date in, was that early July? Yeah, that would have been, what, July what was it?
It was June.
Well, no, the Clippers night, Game 6.
June 30th.
Was it June 30th? Okay, June 30th. All right, so some random night on June 30th, LeBron suddenly says, you know what? I think I want to go all the way downtown tonight to go to the WNBA game. Are they playing for a championship? No.
Showing support.
Okay.
I mean, you just can't be about it. You can't you can't just write things on Twitter and talk about this and equal and won't show support. So he's going to support him. D Wade supporting him. Dame Lillard supporting him. That's what the guys do.
And it wouldn't have anything to do that he could not stand the fact that the Los Angeles Clippers were getting close to being in an NBA Finals.
They were as close as LeBron. They were the same distance as LeBron.
Really?
Which they weren't going. You knew.
I agree with that. Talking about how close you got, that doesn't mean shit. That you know, and this is the serious point about sports that y'all don't understand. A lot of y'all, it's a common sense statement, but y'all brothers don't understand this shit. Only one team can win the finals, can win a championship every year. So 30 teams are gonna, well, not 30, like 29 teams are gonna be heartbroken. Their fans are. Only one team can win the title. So when y'all niggas talk about, this, and this, bro, only one team can win. It doesn't matter how close you get. You could lose a Game 7 on the last shot of the game. You're just as bad as the team that got eliminated before the playoffs even started.
And I knew that.
I did not know that.
I
did not know that because you had no idea Chris Paul was going to have the game of his life.
It didn't matter.
Greatest game of his career.
But let me tell you what I did know. I know Paul George wasn't going to have another game of his life. That's what I did know. Okay. Now, whether or not Chris Paul was going to have the game of his life, but everybody knew Paul George was not going to have another game like that. And Reggie Jackson was not going to do that again. And Marcus Morris wasn't going to do that again. You knew that. I knew that.
Well, I knew that. I hoped the refs wouldn't steal yet another another game from the Clippers like they stole game 2, because if you give them the right call off Ayton's fingertips, out of bounds, well, it's a fact of life. If you give them that call, the game is flat out over. It's over, and that would have been a different series, and we would be having a different discussion right now.
All you would have done was delay the inevitable. But they tried to give it back to you in the third quarter, because they had 5 fouls on the Suns in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. And Paul George and everybody was just marching to the free throw line, shooting free throws. They shot 32 of them, remember?
We know who the league office wanted in the finals. If you can't have LeBron and AD, you got to have CP3 and Book and Ayton.
Hey, what I tell you, brothers, I told y'all this shit is all scripted. And Skip understands this. Shannon gets it too, but see, but y'all have to, and people say, why is Skip so bold? Skip is 70. He's a 70-year-old Caucasian. He don't give a shit. He knows that his days are coming to an end. he even said it on his channel, but he even said it on certain episodes that he knows he's not going to be here forever. So Skip doesn't care. He's going to say what he wants to say. He's going to troll. He doesn't give a shit. Like, so Skip knows that all this shit is fucking rigged for ratings. Come on, man.
And they got it.
Why not the Clippers?
Way to go.
Why not the Clippers? Why not this big old market? You got 40 million people living in California.
The ugly little stepchildren living in the basement?
That's what I kept telling you. The Igors was not going to be able to come upstairs. The Igors. Stay in the basement where you belong.
Yeah, you got it.
This guy's, Shannon's on some shit, bro. He's funny as shit, though.
That's what I kept telling you. The Igors was not going to be able to come upstairs. The Igors. Stay in the basement where you belong.
Yeah, you got it. LeBron couldn't stay in the basement either of his house.
Why that man got to stay in his house?
I got to get out. I got to upstage. I got to do this. You know it, and I know it. You know deep down that's exactly what he did.
Think about what this man had to do. During the pandemic, they couldn't go out. They had to go in the bubble. Even this year, we had the protocol until they got vaccinated. You couldn't leave your hotel room. You couldn't have guests to your hotel room. You couldn't go anywhere. So now I get an opportunity. It's just like everybody, everywhere I go. I mean, now in California, you can't go anywhere without a reservation. I'm like,
real quick, brothers. That I know that sucked to be an athlete, and you can't even enjoy the fact, because you know how these guys are. These dudes. These dudes are popping chicks like I don't know how to explain it. Like for what I've heard, these niggas fuck so many hoes, bro. Like they are literally getting pussy like every day, like they use that shit like currency. Like these niggas are getting ass after every game, all the time, bro. So literally, as I said, they're doing a lot of crazy shit. I heard. I'm not even gonna get into that. I heard a lot of crazy shit goes on in these locker rooms, bro. But yeah, these dudes, man, they be getting so much fucking coochie. So I can imagine how bad that was, not being able to have company.
Damn, I need a reservation at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? Yes, you do, because everybody is out. You know that, Skip, and you want that man to stay in his house again.
What did Dennis Rodman say? The NBA is 50% money, 50% sex. That's what Dennis Rodman said. He said the NBA, and they said that dude slept with like over 2,500 bitches or some shit. And then, you got Magic Johnson. That nigga was crazy. And then you allegedly got Wilt. That guy was just a myth. What I mean by that is that he was just a legend. The dude said 20,000 women. God damn.
So what have I been calling him on this show? LeGone James. And he took that to heart and he said, watch how gone I am tonight. Watch what happens when I show up at the women's game.
Just because you choose to stay in and won't go anywhere, Skip Bayless.
It's not my choice. Not my choice.
Well, Ernestine,
that's all I have to say.
Ernestine, you and Skip need to get out. It's been almost 2 years now. So come on out. But Skip,
why don't you invite her out?
Okay, you know what?
Invite her to dinner. Okay. Maybe she'd go with you. I don't know.
She'll go.
Damn! Hold up. He said she'll go. Oh, shit. Shannon, though. Hold up.
Ernestine, you and Skip need to get out. It's been almost 2 years now. So come on out. But Skip,
why don't you invite her out?
Okay, you know what?
Invite her to dinner. Okay. Maybe she'd go with you. I don't know.
She'll go.
That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. But anyways, brothers, that